Hello everyone, welcome to CelebTvNews. Did Andrei got a job with Chuck just to stay in America or because he really want to work to support his family? So if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe.
One of the biggest requirements of establishing that your marriage is real is shared income. When you don't have a lot of income, it's going to be very difficult for me to prove that you've shared your money.
So recently I started working with Elizabeth's dad in the real estate business, like flipping houses.
So if you are working somewhere, at least currently, you have to think about getting a job letter. I mean, it still hurts you that you haven't worked for the past two years,
Right.
but it helps to show that now you're working.
Okay.
In this episode, we saw Andrei went to talk to an immigration lawyer to talk about his green card renewal. One of the things that the immigration lawyer told Andrei, he was supposed to have a job, not just a lazy bum, just sitting around doing nothing. And I started thinking, I'm like, maybe that's why Andrei went and got a job with Chuck, knowing that his immigration interview was coming up and that he will need a letter, and who else will give him a letter except Chuck? Andrei never worked in the country. Now I do think that Andrei is using Chuck so that he can stay in America. Andrei and Elizabeth been using Chuck since he landed in America for money and everything. He been in America for like 2 to 3 years, never had a job, never want to get a job. Anyone that watched this show knows that Andrei doesn't want to work for Chuck because of all the family that he have to be involved with. The lawyer talked about him having criminal record and he's like, oh, it's buried in the past, nothing will show up. Really, Andrei? Oh well, I guess if he got the 2 years permanent residence, that means he will get the 10 years. I guess they would not find anything in his past. Andrei said that the reason he left his country is because they asked him to do a job as an investigator and he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to be in trouble or get killed. Now I started to think that probably Andrei did get a job as an investigator, but he didn't want to work, so they fired him, and then he threatened to probably beat up those people or probably to do whatever. But I don't think because his life was in danger or anything like that. Andrei sound like somebody who never worked in his entire life, so I don't believe that he was pushed out of his country because he didn't want to get his hand dirty. I believe that he probably got fired, dismissed wherever he was working, and couldn't find another job. So that's why he left his country. And now he's in America, pimping Chuck and Elizabeth, I guess, because she's the only one working. So I do think the other sibling should be on Andrei's neck so that he doesn't continue using their father. Andrei is a user, a controller, a manipulator that will do anything to get his way. I don't believe this man can work for anyone. I don't even believe he can work for himself because he's gonna screw it up anyway. So I guess Elizabeth have to just work all her entire life to support Andrei. He's going to be a stay-at-home dad for the rest of his life because of his attitude. So that's all I have to say about this. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and click on the notification bell. Whenever I upload, you will be notified. Let me know if you think that Andrei is using Chuck for him staying in America, or if you believe otherwise. Leave a comment anyway. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.